I'm officially worried about Purdue because secret scrimmage update. Purdue lost at Providence in a secret scrimmage, 89-88 in overtime, which isn't the concerning part, Tate. The concerning part is this. They were up 14 with 10 to play, and Purdue fans are painting this picture that they just let their foot off the gas. They were trying some stuff. That's what you say when you lose a scrimmage. You say we were trying some stuff. We decided to throw out the 2-3 zone. We're never going to play 2-3 zone. We just wanted to see what it looked like.
Yeah, we're just trying.
It's a scrimmage. We're just trying some stuff. They choked away a 14-point lead with 10 minutes to play, according to the reports coming out of Providence. Also, Jaden Ivey, who I do think is going to be awesome, but I got to be a fair and balanced journalist here. Jaden Ivey, who I believe I've said could be the best player in college basketball this year at some point during the offseason. He had 8 turnovers in this scrimmage, Tate, in a 40-minute scrimmage. He also had 6 fouls, which I didn't realize was possible. So make it.
Were they playing like summer league rules? So
Yeah,
let him keep playing.
Dude, Nate Watson on Providence had 9 fouls, I think.
That's good. I like that.
So talk me off the ledge. Like Purdue, the Travion Williams, I don't think started. So maybe they were trying some stuff. Maybe it was just trying.
Well,
some,
I think they have a problem at the 5, as you and I talked about, because Edey played with that U19 team, and Edey is a really solid player, and he's obviously a great 5 and a freak of nature, really. I mean, he's 7'4". So, I mean, he obviously has to get some minutes, but he and Travion play the same position. They talked about maybe putting Travion at the 4, but that doesn't make any sense because he's definitely a 5. So they probably just have, kind of a sludge, at one position, and then you're trying to make a guy like Jaden be the guy. I mean, this is the first time, the first time I guess the pressure is on him to be the guy at this level at Purdue. So I think it's more growing pains, if anything. And in a scrimmage, maybe you get in your head a little bit. Maybe you're trying to be too cute. Maybe you think that Providence has no real shot. And Providence has some players. So, maybe that's how this all comes about. And maybe it's a good thing that they got shook a little bit. And like you said, I mean, you can wash it away. It's just a scrimmage. But I'm just worried that they might be a little bit too high. Maybe they're like a more of a, 11 to 15 range than they are, a top 10 team at the moment. But I still believe in Purdue. I mean, I like Matt Painter, and I'm not done with Purdue. I'm not going to say I'm off the bandwagon. There's about 5 teams in the Big Ten you can really talk me into this year to be in national title contention, Final Four contention, and Purdue is one of those teams.
Okay. I
think Illinois, or do I think Redacted is better than Purdue? Yes, I do.
This is why I'm worried though about Purdue, is because you mentioned Edey and Travion Williams. I'm worried about trying to piece together how this team comes together as a team. Their pieces are awesome. Edey, Travion Williams, Jaden Ivey might end up being. You could make if you want to make the argument, I'd listen to it, that the top 3 players on any team, like if you're playing a 3-on-3 deal where you're like, who has the top 3 players or whatever, they might have the 3 best, if that makes any sense. But how are they going to come together? Jaden Ivey, I'm like, on the one hand, I want him to have the ball in his hands, because I think like if he just runs the show, he's going to just put up insane numbers and be awesome for Purdue. But on the other hand, can he both score? Is he a point guard? I don't think he's really a point guard. I think he's like he's like a D Wade type dude that's like, I get buckets and I need I'll get the ball in my hand and I'm kind of running the offense, but I'm not really a point guard here. That's the vibe I get from Jaden Ivey, which is worries me about like
Mitchell.
Yes, it worries me about like setting up Stefanovic, who can be an awesome asset for Purdue and is probably the best 3-point shooter in the Big Ten. So I'm worried about Ivey both being like the guy who has the ball in his hands, but also being asked to like set guys up. And I'm worried about Edey and Travion Williams like balancing out the minutes with like who gets to play when and how do they. I mean, it
is an art that I think that gets lost in basketball, because, and it happened like in the NBA. Marcus Smart was talking about Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, and he's like, they need to pass the ball because they play isolation basketball, but they don't play isolation basketball in operating areas to make the offense flow. You know what I mean? Like they're just playing. They're like, they catch the ball wherever, and then they start dribbling and then trying to take you on one-on-one, but they don't operate where they force the double team and that gives someone someone an open lane. You know what I mean? So it doesn't impact the game. It's like it's a peripheral game. Yes, they're getting their points. Yes, they're getting their stats, but it doesn't impact the way that the game is being played. And I think with Jaden Ivey, he probably has all those one-on-one moves, probably all that, in his bag. He has all that. But he has to learn how to play the game to affect the game. You know what I mean? And that's like the next level. When people are like, why is Rondo so good? Or why is Jason Kidd so good? It's like, because he works out of operating areas that make you have to double and come help and move, and then it opens up lanes for other people. And then therefore, everyone's eating, everyone's touching the ball. We play great basketball and we win the game.
Yep.
And that is like the next level of evolution for Jaden Ivey. And that's going to take some time. That is a progress. That is a process that will take some time. So I'm not freaking out.
I've looked at this box score enough, Tate, from this secret scrimmage where
it seems like you were like on the message boards with the producer.
No, I've really studied this box score, and I've come to a strong conclusion that Purdue, it's not Purdue's year like I thought it was, and it pains me to say because I am a Purdue booster, as you know. But
you are.
I'm worried about how this team's going to fit together.
Hey there, thanks for watching Titus and Tate. For the full friend of the program experience, subscribe right below and come join us for all things college basketball. The action is heating up. Come join Titus and Tate.